stage, silly games of second guessing. I won't forget the blessings that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I couldn't know would have kept me from the one I love today. One street over there's a life I could have known.
Oh, hello. This is 1100 WSG. I'm U-Turn LaVern, and this is One Street Over. What's going on One Street Over from where you living? We are living right because we are blessed to live and work in Robertson County, and my friend Mary Cook is in the house. She is our final principal to visit with us here in Robertson County, and I'm still kind of signing on some things. I don't know what I did, but sometimes you just don't get things done right. But I'm still signing on to the social media, so I'm kind of stalling for a minute, Mary. But hang on just a minute, something's messing me up here. But we have been very privileged to have all of our principals come in from our schools over the last year, and we are so excited that we have had that happen, and just appreciate so much. And this is not letting me do this. I'm so sorry, but anyway, hang on just one second, guys. Behind radio, we always have all the things going on, and trying to put all the stuff in, and it's this. You got us a new keyboard that is just kind of really stiff and not wanting to work right. But anyway, it's just, you have to, how you have to pluck it.
It happens.
Like the old keyboards that we had. You kind of said something about how that.
No.
The ones that we used to use that we had to, pound on. So anyway, but we're getting it here. But anyway, I appreciate, Miss Mary Cook being in here. This is our principal at East Robertson High School. Mm-hmm. And again, as I was saying, as I was kind of logging everything in still, this is 1100 WSG. I'm U-Turn LaVern, and this is One Street Over, and this is an opportunity for us to see what's happening one street over from where we're living. And this opportunity to talk to the principals I don't know, I have a lot of people tell me how much they appreciate just knowing what's going on in our schools. Mm-hmm. And it is just a really unique opportunity. So I appreciate Jim for setting that up. But you're the last one. Wow. Yeah, we don't have one coming in at 7:30, so it's just one. We've actually got Blake Pierce and Gina Head. They're going to come in and talk about FEMA being here to help evaluate damage during the ice storm.
Yeah.
So they're going to be talking about that for a few minutes before I head out. And I'll probably head out a few minutes early because we're testing today.
Yes.
And they move second block to first block.
That's right.
See, and I normally, my planning's first block. So I arrive at 8:30 and stay till 3:30.
Right.
Is my typical hours. But today, my kids are going to be in there going, "Where's Miss Vivio?" They know where I am, but I'm going to hit the door running this morning.
Fruit basket upset right now with testing.
I know it. How is testing going over at East Robertson?
It's going good. We've had, you're always going to have a glitch or two.
Oh, of course.
We have not, praise the Lord, we hadn't had very many. And we're getting our makeups done, as pretty swiftly, pretty quickly. And it's just, again, you just upset the schedule.
Yeah. And so are you in makeups then now? I think we're still doing testing.
We're doing testing, and if we can grab some kids, we've had a couple late buses, and if we can grab them, and our testing coordinator and our instructional coach, if they can grab them and get in a quiet place for an extended period of time, and we can get that one or two made up, that it makes a big difference when you're trying to get them all done and get them done on time.
Well, and we have the military test. What is the
ASVAB
that they're doing this morning too.
Oh, so that'll
juniors. So it's going to be crazy town.
It is crazy town right now.
And I got to say, hats off to my softball girls at Greenbrier. They won last night in a rain delay, and they are one of the last three standing in the district. So we're excited about that.
Yeah,
I gotta throw that out there.
Shauna Bogle, I watched her grow up in church. She's a good kid, good girl. Watched her play ball, and so I'm so proud of her and what she's done at Greenbrier and continuing that program out there.
Yeah, and we've got kiddos going to sectionals today for track as well. So I know, where are you guys in your sports stuff? You got anything still out there?
Softball was under rain delay last night, so they canceled. They're going to play tonight.
Okay.
So we'll know where we fall, softball in the district tonight.
Okay.
And baseball got put out Saturday, and we got some kids. We got 4 guys and one of the guys from Joe Burns in state track headed to the state on May the 19th. So we're excited about that. And
that's exciting.
So our track program has done real good the last couple of years. You know, we co-op with Joe Burns, and their kids come over and run with us, and it's been a great experience. And so Coach Alexander's done a great job with those kids, and
that's wonderful.
So that's a good program.
That's great. That's great. I'm glad that y'all can work that out, because I know that is finding coaches, guys, to do these programs difficult. And while we're on that subject, do you want to go ahead and
I can.
We've got an announcement that I'll let you make.
I think it's out there now. Back in end of February, 1st of March, Coach Brooks has had the opportunity to get on the same schedule as his other children.
There you go.
He gave us 4 great years, and I tell you, I couldn't ask for a better coach, a better man. He coached my son his senior year, and he said, Mom, he said, I don't think anything can top that.
Awesome.
And so he has had the opportunity. You know, his son played for us, Cade, and he's one of the ones going to state to run track. But he's got the opportunity now to be on the same schedule as his wife and his 2 younger daughters.
Oh, wow.
His daughter cheers at Liberty Creek, and that's a real successful cheer program over there. And so for the last 4 years, on Friday nights, they've kind of been separated, his wife and him. And so he's got the opportunity to go back to Liberty Creek and be an assistant coach, defensive coordinator there. So we wish Coach Brooks the best, and we love him, and we know that he's not leaving us just to leave us.
No.
He's going to make things better for his family, and you know, you can't blame anybody for that. And and he will always love him there at East Robertson, and he'll always have a home there and be able to come back. But in the process, we're in the search for a new head football coach. We had people apply from all over, and they do, but we had some great interviews, some great candidates. But we settled on a guy, Coach Chris Keelan. He originated from Beach High School. He grew up in Hendersonville. He attended and played football at Austin Peay. He and Coach Chapman had a good little chat about that. They played for the same coach at Austin Peay, so that kind of brought, you know, a family feel, because that, you know, that's us. We are family. He coached at Austin Peay after his playing career for a little while, and he has been the head coach at Harrison High School in Arkansas for 4 years, and that's a bigger school than what we are. Prior to being a head coach, he served at the defensive coordinator at Harrison High School for 7 years. So I'm reading my little blurb here that we sent to Mr. Bellis to make sure I get his credentials right. I don't want to mess them up, but he was in the transportation industry in between time. His son had played football at Harding University for 4 years. He was a quarterback there and made a name for himself there. And then he helps coach now at Vanderbilt.
Awesome.
His daughter went to Ole Miss, and she is a pharmacist in Jackson, Mississippi right now. So he's ready to kind of come back home and get settled back in Middle Tennessee. And he focused, one of the things that drew us to him, he had a great interview, as well as all the other guys we interviewed. They were great, and it was real hard. It was real hard to choose this time. He focuses on discipline, accountability, player development, and those were 3 things that we were looking for. You know, Coach Brooks has had a lot of success at our school with our program, and we wanted to build on that success and continue it. He had done his homework, and one of the things that impressed me most about Coach Keelan was he had talked to Coach Brooks. He didn't just come in and talk to me or Miss Mickey or Coach Chapman or Coach Wicks in the interview. He went and sat down and had conversation with Coach Brooks prior to coming to talk to us.
Oh, wow.
And so I was impressed, you know, and I told Coach Brooks, tell him the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, you know, don't keep anything from him. And then after the interview, he went and sat back down with Coach Brooks and had some questions. And so I thought, you know, he is interested in our school, really, but he's also interested in the nuts and the bolts. And you know, to sit down and talk to the former coach, that just kind of impressed me. I don't know, that may be the norm, but I never heard of that.
Sure.
You know,
yeah.
So we talked a lot about accountability and discipline and developing the talent that we do have in football at East Robertson now. So I don't know a lot about the X's and O's. I know enough to be dangerous on Friday night, but I was impressed with him as a leader and as a teacher, and the things that he talked about that he brought in from the public sector, his job in transportation, and the things that he could bring back and teach our kids talk to our young men about character and leadership and just developing not only their football skills, but developing them as young men. And whether it's good or bad, football season sets the tone for the school year every year.
Yeah, it does.
And so, we want to start out with a positive tone, and I think he can just pick right up where Coach Brooks left off. He'll bring a different skill set, of course, but I think it's going to be good.
What is he going to be teaching?
He will actually be a business teacher.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He has a business degree.
He'll be a
business
CTE.
ed. He'll be CTE. He'll be in there with you. You'll get to meet him.
Stuff.
Exactly. You'll get to meet
there you
him.
go.
Right now, he's going to do our computer science.
Okay.
That's a requirement now with the state, and so all the juniors in the county are going to run through that. So he's going to, it kind of worked out because we were sitting there looking at our master schedule thinking, how are we going to get this in?
Yeah.
We're small, so our numbers, as they do at Greenbrier High School and everywhere else, affect our schedule. And it's hard a lot of times when you share teachers in a middle and a high, and you've got 92 kids in one graduating class, which is this class that's going to graduate a week from Friday, and 83 or 73 in a sophomore class. 63, I think, is what this sophomore class is. So, but then we have a sixth grade class of 115. So we got the big numbers coming back.
Yeah, it's just so hard to gauge.
It is. Coach Chapman always calls us a tweener school.
Yeah.
We're just right there in the middle. So it's hard to build a master schedule. So Coach Keelan's going to fit right in with that master schedule. He's excited about doing that. I think that he'll bring a lot of knowledge from his time in the public sector to our CTE kids and kids that are gonna be in his class.
You said something. I want to ask a question. You had said that you share teachers with
some are middle, like our art teacher. She teaches some middle school art.
Really?
As well as high school art.
I had no idea.
Our business teacher.
Because since you're in the same building, you can do that.
We can do that.
Interesting.
We have a Algebra 1 teacher.
I did not know that. Okay.
She teaches our 8th grade Algebra 1, but she might teach some middle school math. She might have to teach some high school math. So it works out pretty good. I mean,
does Joe Burns do that as well?
They do. Sometimes I have to.
Well, I had never, because I'm in a high school.
Yeah.
And the things that I learn every year in the education world in Robertson County fascinate me because it's such a different county in the sense that we have all these high schools and we don't have a consolidated high school.
It is.
And because we don't have two big high schools and there are a lot of middles. And a lot of people have that, or maybe have one. I know where I'm from up in the Mayfield, Graves County area, we have one consolidated high school and one city school, and then all the county kids go to Graves County High School. And so it's just the structure of the counties are different just across the board.
Yeah, just the structure of the education system in general, how
your facilities that you have, and you have to work. That's what people don't realize. They want to take this cookie cutter thing of like, well, education over here looks like this. It should look like this. No, because it's a different county. There's different infrastructure, highway systems, buildings, all the things. And so many people just love to take and do this overlook of education. It's like, it's so different.
No, it is. And
so different across the board.
Even within our county.
Yeah.
Within our county, it's so different.
Yeah.
What you can do at Greenbrier High School, what Dr. Osborne can do and her staff there, it's hard for us to do because we are smaller. But then we can do a lot of things because we are small that you guys can't do because you're big. Yeah. And I like my little small school. I come from Springfield High School and I will always be a yellow jacket. But I do enjoy my small school. I know all my kids. Now we're getting a lot of kids that are, for years we had generational after generational kids, and it's starting to come back. I'm starting to have kids that I had their kids.
Yeah,
so that tells you. But we have a lot of new people moving into our area, and there are a lot of neat people and a lot of fun people, and they're bringing a different dynamic to our school, and so it helps. But there are a lot of things I can do that I couldn't do anywhere else.
Sure.
So I
get it. I get it. And again, we're talking about East Robertson. This is Mary Cook. She is the principal at East Robertson. How long have you been principal there?
I'll be starting 16 years in August.
My goodness.
I know, it's a long time. I thought the other day, whoo.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
It is.
What
It
else? We're covering all the things now. She is the last of the principal interviews. So at 7:30 ish, we're going to have Gina Head and Blake Pierce going to come in. FEMA is going to be in town doing evaluations for those who had ice damage that could qualify for some FEMA funds on that. So they're going to explain all of that to you later. And again, I may slide out of here just a little bit early because of EOC schedules and stuff going on at school. You know what? Let me pause for a second and then we'll get back to it.
No
I want to get my breaks in. And I want to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards while you're in here, because as soon as we sit down and start talking,
I love them.
We just love them to pieces. I talk all the time. I talk about them every day because they're my longest running. They've been with me this entire time. There was a very short little period when I first started the show when we didn't really get sponsors. And then Barry said, hey, I want a sponsor. And they've been with us ever since. And that was when Rebecca was the only realtor. Barry was still a vice president of a media marketing company up in Nashville. And he brought that media expertise to help her. And then he kept dabbling in real estate. And then the next thing I knew, he was going full time.
Yeah.
And then they went and brought us a new branch in the Exit Tree. They were with the Garden Gate team forever. They started Exit Prime Realty a couple of years ago. Same great team, just a new branch. And we emphasize that because if you're a high school student graduating, you want to go into real estate, you need to go talk to the Richards.
Yeah.
They would love to mentor you. And they've done the research about Exit, and that is a great company to work with. But they do so much in the Cross Plains community. They are helping coordinate all the things for the big 4th of July.
Yeah.
And I get to host it, but it's on the 3rd. And I'm so excited for that.
It's going to be a good time in Cross Plains that couple of days.
Is the high school going to have anything to do with that?
They're coordinating right now with the chamber on some different things. So it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time. For the first year, we won't have Trash and Treasures, but we'll be celebrating, I think, is it 150 years? It's a big time. It's
on
a big
Cross
number.
Plains, of course, it's the 250 for the country, but
Yeah.
for Cross Plains, we'll get actually Barry and some of the
They'll
folks
know
from,
the particulars.
Yeah, some of the folks from Kilgore may be in here on Friday, simply because we need to talk about the festival because it's next weekend. So we may have them in here this Friday, and we'll talk a little bit more and get specifics. But the bottom line is, they're so involved in the community. You can trust them whether you're buying, selling, whether you want to be a realtor, all the things. You want to see their listings.
They're great people.
Just wonderful. Oh, and just some beautiful houses. I was going to say there was one he had up in Nashville he just sold, but the one that's here in Springfield that we've been talking about, 703 Fifth Avenue, it's got some historical connections as well. Still showing available, and it's a great house. You need to go look at that. But just Google Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty, and you'll find all about them. That's the best way to get them, or you can call them, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or 7424. Go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, robertscounty.com. They specialize in Robertson County properties, but because of their wild, diverse background, they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky, like myself. They're originally from Kentucky. They got it all. Reach out to them today and let them know U-Turn sent you. Thank you for helping me.
No, you're
talk
welcome.
about the Richards. I
love
appreciate
them.
that. They're
I
awesome.
love them. And, talking about the festival, the Bluegrass Festival, and the celebration, all that, the information, not all the particulars, but a blurb is on our new digital sign. We are super excited. Listen, I was like a kid at Christmas when we got that sign. It's great, and we partner with the City of Cross Plains. They helped us get that sign, as well as the school board and some monies that we as a school had put back. And so we advertise on that, and so that sign has been great to get the festival out there, and then to get the 250 celebration on July 3rd out there. So if you're going through Cross Plains, you'll be able to see it on either side. You'll get the dates and the times. The Bluegrass Festival is another big thing coming up. That's the night of our graduation. As a high school principal, it's a busy time right now.
Yes, it is. Graduation,
baccalaureate, all these district tournaments, and these kids are just doing so much. And so we're super excited about that. We got a lot of new things first this year. We're the first county school, and right now the only county school to offer dual enrollment chemistry.
Oh, wow.
So our kids can take chemistry and go to college with with 3 hours of chemistry before they go. So we were excited about that. Miss Kelly Reed went back to school to get that. She had taught with us. Then she went to Australia for a few years and taught. And she's
cool.
come back. It was really cool. So she was able to bring a lot of experiences back to our kids with that. And so she's teaching dual enrollment chemistry this year. So we've done a ton of stuff with that. Of course, we're winding up. All the proms have been done. Our kids go over to the elementary school and get to do a graduation walk, and they'll do that tomorrow morning. Excuse me, they'll walk in their cap and gowns, and the kindergartners will get to see them, and all the other elementary school kids, and they'll walk the halls. And for a lot of our kids, that's where they started.
Yeah, that's really
cool. That's pretty cool, and our kids look forward to doing that. They do honorary diplomas. If our seniors give honorary diplomas, that can be any adult in our school building or the elementary school that has been an influence, someone that you think a lot of that it's influenced you over your high school and middle school and elementary education. And so they'll give their elementary honorary diplomas tomorrow. If you chose an elementary school, that'll be over there tomorrow. And then they'll finish up Friday. They'll start taking exams, 3rd and 4th block tomorrow, 1st and 2nd, and then they're done.
I know.
At 11:30 tomorrow till they come back, we start graduations next week. So it's an exciting time. We've talked about this year, we're going to try to take some of our CTE to the middle school and try to start a little small FBLA, FFA.
Cool. That's neat.
And HOSA down there in the middle school. That's another advantage of, sometimes it's a disadvantage, but that's another advantage. We can start building our CTE program just a little bit earlier. And not a big club, not a real huge club, but to start kind of getting kids interested and letting them know what that is, especially the 8th graders. As a 9th grader going in, you don't really, you think you know what FFA is, or an FBLA is just not a acronym you hear a lot, but once you get into it and you see our FBLA is so active, it's as active as our FFA and our HOSA. Beth Love is a former nurse at Jesse Holman Jones in Northcrest, and she's back teaching all of our medical classes, and the expertise and the things that she can bring into those classes into the nursing and medical field for our kids that are interested in that is great. So she's got our HOSA up and running, and they just did a big blood drive, and we had, I think it was between 23 and 28 donors for blood the other day. So that's pretty good for,
You better believe it.
for us. And so she's been really good about that. So we'd like to trickle that down in our middle school a little bit and especially these 8th grade kids kind of see what all these things are. Because you just don't know. You think you know, but you really don't know till you get involved. And that'll help them kind of make some decisions going into their freshman year. So we're excited about that and excited for our teachers to want to go down there and start getting these kids involved, and our other students, they'll get their officers and some of our high school students involved in getting them interested in stuff. We have an Indian spirit wear shop this year for the first time, and Miss Brandy Balcom and Miss Betsy Jones have done a great job. Our kids have done so good with that. They designed our Special Olympics kids t-shirts that they wore to Special Olympics the other day, and it was one of my favorite t-shirts. It's just, they've done so good with that, and they've designed a lot of shirts for our athletic teams, our clubs, just our kids in general. You see their spirit wear all over. So our school and the community is more than welcome to call and want to come see what we got in the Indian spirit wear store. So we're excited about that, to be able to offer in-house things like that, and to be able to do the t-shirts for our volleyball team, or to be able to do the t-shirts for softball or our quarterback club or the band. Our band and chorus is taking off like fire now, and I'm so excited about that. To be a small school, it's hard to build those kind of programs, but our kids we see our kids doing a lot of things. It was real good at the chorus concert the other night to see one of our top football players right there in the middle of them just having the best time singing at the choir concert. So, and Coach Chapman and I talked about how it's so good to see kids get involved in different things. So, sometimes you go through lulls where they don't want to be involved, but we're kind of on an upward trend with that again. So that's exciting to me. When I was in high school a long time ago, I tried to do all the things, and I encourage the kids to do all the things. And that's one thing we liked about Coach Keelan is he's going to encourage those boys to get involved, play basketball, run track, be an FBLA, be part of, just be part of those things and to get involved. Because you don't ever know where life's going to take you when you get out. We had a former senior come back and speak at our baccalaureate, and he spoke on just that. And he did such a great job. He said, I thought I was going to do this, but God had other plans for me, and he turned it all the way around. But you know what? I'm doing this, and I love it. So it is.
I love stories like that.
I do too. And he was a great kid in school, and he's going to be doing a great as a young man and going to be a great man. So just things like that kind of help. That's kind of what keeps me in a small school.
I love it.
All those things, just that hometown, that small feel, our community getting behind us in anything we do and partnering with them for different things. It just, it makes a big difference. So it's kind of.
Very definitely. So keep going. What else have you got you want to talk
We've starting our second year of girls flag football. I say that because we play again tonight. I think we played Monday night. Joe Burns played last night. My daughter helps coach the flag football at Joe Burns. So, but girls flag football, man, it's taking off.
It is
It's
at Greenbrier
running.
too.
It's
I know.
running.
It's fun.
And so
it's exciting.
It's exciting to see the girls out there doing that, and they love it. So just, more things for our kids to do and just to get involved in. So.
It's been a lot of fun watching the girls.
Year. Last year, Joe Burns co-opted with us, and this year they had enough to make their own team.
Okay.
So
very good.
Yeah. So it's worked out good. We've had a lot of success this year. We've been successful in middle school girls basketball. They were second in the county. Played a good, hard-fought championship game up there at Joe Burns and just come up a little bit short. But, they played hard, and it come down to the, actual last seconds of the game.
Oh, my goodness.
So it was real good. That was a hard one to watch. My daughter's the head coach of the Joe Burns Middle School, and one of my former students and a girl that she played basketball with in high school at East Robertson was our high school coach, Cameron Evilsizer. Cameron Keene now, she's married with a child, and so they played against each other, and it was really good. They talked about how they had a good time that season playing against each other, and
that's fun.
Something else we've got in all our new high schools are our new barns.
Yes.
Our new barns, they are really cool. I love driving by ours this morning. The colors, Mr. Gregory did a great job, him and Mr. Elliott, picking out the colors for each school. And so our barns are going to bring a new aspect to our FFA program, and we're so excited about our barn. And I know everybody all over the county is excited about the barns and what all they can do.
When you sit and listen to this and just listen to when you were talking about hosts and FBLA and the barns and all these things, this is so different than when I was in high school. And I grew up in a place where, FFA ruled because I was involved in it, but we didn't have the opportunities that y'all have in FFA now.
No, it's a lot of opportunity.
Nowhere near. I mean, we had the opportunities in our homes because we were all farmers, but it was different. And then when you look at being able to get certified as medical assistant, or, are you kidding me? This stuff and doing all the things that they have at the trade school at Springfield and with welding. I've got a kid that
our TCAP program is, it's
incredible. And of course, we have audio video in a couple of the schools now, our program at Greenbrier and then the one at Springfield. And that touches everything. That's what I tell the kids, and so it's just so cool to listen to these programs that are available to the kids outside of the things that they have to have.
Outside of the
math
requirements.
and the English and all of the things.
They can go to college or to work. Our kids that go to TCAT and do that welding, if you start that program your junior year of high school, you're almost done. Yeah. By this time in May, you're almost done. And I've had several students, by the time August or September rolls around, TCAT's ready to send them actually into the workplace.
Yes.
They finish their school that way and finish up their certifications, but they're actually in a real paying job, real money with real benefits.
Yes.
And they're doing what they want to do. And, we have to have those tradesmen. those
Yes.
tradesmen and women to go out here and because things are going to break and we need somebody to weld it back together, or we need somebody to draw our blood, or we need somebody to help these nurses out in our assisted livings and things like that. And these young ladies and young men can graduate high school with that CNA and go straight to
amazing.
work.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many things. They've earned in all of these industry certifications in the business sector.
Yeah.
And all of these things in PowerPoint and Word and things that you can take that straight to a job and put on your resume and start out ahead of somebody else, and you're just graduating high school. It is exciting, and it's so much more opportunity, and I encourage our kids to take advantage of it all the time because I don't think they understand sometimes till they get out and see, but how it puts them ahead. We have kids graduating college in 3 years.
Oh, I know.
I was talking to a mom yesterday, and she said, Miss Cook, because my son went with 18 hours of college credit from your school, he's going to graduate in May of next year, and he'll be a junior in college at UT Martin.
We have a girl that graduated just a couple of years ago, was getting ready to get pinned for nursing, and then she's going to go on because she got such a head start because she graduated from high school with a associate's degree
from Austin P.
Austin P. And so she had that in her hand before she got her diploma from Greenbrier, and just so proud of that young lady. And she's going to be a physician's assistant now. Is what she's decided because she got such a head start. She's like, I'm going to keep going. And at least that was what I heard last time. It's just so phenomenal to see
that
these
collaborative
kids.
it was so awesome for our kids.
Oh, yes.
It's just so good for them. Not only does it prepare them for college life and what classes are gonna be like, but it does. If you do it all the way through, you get the associate at the same time you get your high school diploma.
Incredible.
I mean, to me, that's just amazing.
I told my freshmen, I'm a freshman homeroom cat time right now, and I told them the minute I got them, I said, do you understand you need to look now as you're putting your schedule together because you can leave here with your associate's degree.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they understand. It's so hard to get it into the freshman's head because they're still like,
It is. They don't know.
But we'll
They
get there.
figure it out
We'll get
quick.
there. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And they can even really kind of get going with it their sophomore year.
Yes.
But they've got to get on it.
They got to get on it. But
Wait.
Yeah, but you still graduate with your English 1010 and 1020.
It's great.
History 1010 and 1020. Now they can graduate with a college chemistry. I mean, if you're not going to do something that requires a lot of chemistry, that's a really hard class in college, regardless of what you know and what you don't know. College math. We have stats in our building. We're looking to add college algebra. I mean, so I've gotten most of them. I have one in each content. That's dual enrollment certified. Right. So I'm so excited about that just because of what that can do for our kids.
That's amazing.
Very cool. 4 years down the road, what it can do for them. You can go to Vol State and almost be done in a year and a half if you want to, that's where you choose to go, to get all that done. So it's just, we have a lot of opportunities for our kids. And I don't think everybody, you have to be in it.
Yeah,
you have to be living
really
it.
Do.
You have to be living it every day just to know the ins and outs because it is changing all the time.
Yes.
But you just have to be in it to know what it is available for our kids. Yeah. What is out there for our kids.
For sure. And, and we haven't talked about this. How are you as far as staffing? Are you going to have some positions that are going to be open? I'm going to have some
high school math, and my Spanish teacher's retiring. Okay. Miss Lisa Crouch has been there a long, long time, and it's time. She said, it's time for me to go. She said, I might come back and do a little subbing or something, but she said, I think it's time for me to start. She's got her 30 in, a little over 30, and so, she's excited to do something different.
Sure.
Her kids are grown, and her kids are out and established in the adult world, and I'm going to miss her because she's one of my good friends there at school, and I enjoy working with her, but I understand, too. Mm-hmm. She's ready to do a little something different, but I think she'll come back. We pick at her and tell her we're going to make her come back and help us with the prom and graduation because she's the guru. I said, you got to come back and do that. You still got a ditty.
Yeah,
so she laughed. You're right, but she's excited about the next stage. So really right now what we're looking at is high school math and Spanish. Which is two of the hardest to fill.
And the reason why I wanted to mention that from the conversation we were having is we were talking about how you don't really understand it until you're on the inside. So if you think that, if you've got the skills to teach any of those subjects, you can
come on down.
And also subs and teachers assistants and all the things.
Subs.
Just having your boots on the ground inside of school, you learn so much so quickly, and we need bus drivers.
Oh, yes.
We're so
Bus
short
drivers,
on bus
and bus attendants.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
for
that's
sure.
the hardest job ever. I admire our transportation people and
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hardaway and even Mr. Heinerman before Mr. Hardaway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't envy them, and I don't think that's a job. I'm not gonna say I would never do it, because if Dr. Weeks told me I had to do it tomorrow, I'd do what he told me. But it's not one that that's a hard job, and people
They have no
they
idea.
have no idea.
My husband drives and
Yeah.
teaches, and so he's one of those that's driving a couple of routes and then teaches and then
They
drives
have
a couple of routes.
no
Because
idea.
he has worked with the buses before, and
That
I've
is-
even thought about getting my license back just so I can help out in a crunch.
Right.
Because I drove when my kids were in school.
Yeah.
It's not hard, but you get to know these kids and you get
do.
so entrenched in their lives, and you just
But
fall
more
in
so
love
than we
with
do
these kids.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's
More so
really
than we
it's
do.
just such a blessing.
It is, and
It
it's
is such a blessing,
And it's yeah, it is. But we need them bad, and
Yeah.
it's just
So consider all these things.
Yeah, come on
and
down.
Come be a
Come
part
on
of
down.
anything else that we're missing. I know.
I
we're,
don't think so. I
all
think we
over time
kind
here,
of got.
but- okay.
I mean, gosh, it's just so much going on, and like you and I talked about before we started the show, it's just winding up, and it come fast this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it come fast. Anything that came, you're like blinking. You're like, ooh, we got to do this, or
Yeah.
ooh, we got to do
I
that.
know. So many things I wanted to do that I didn't get
I
to
know,
do.
it's
because I just
coming
ran
real
out of time.
fast.
Well, of course, those 2 weeks of ice.
Yeah, I think that kind of
really
that kind of hurt this semester. You know, I
Yeah, it
tell
really
people I
did.
like a good snow day or two every
Yeah,
now
but
and
that
then.
was
But
too much.
man, you get me about on day 3 or 4. I know people think I'm crazy, but I'm ready to come back.
I was the same way. A
I
day or
am-
two, that's fine. But I was going
a
so
little
crazy.
That was a little much.
Yeah.
That was a little much. I'm ready to come on back. I'm a routine. I like to be in my
Yes.
routine and do my routine, and
Yes.
I can take what comes at me, but that 2 weeks was a lot, because I'm just thinking, we just.
Anyway, but it's so good. If you have anything else, because I've got, speaking
No,
of the
ma'am.
ice, we've got Gina Head and Blake
No,
Pierce coming
ma'am.
in here to talk to us about the FEMA being here to assist with some of that. So we need
I just
to
want to
get them in
thank you
here.
for having all of
Oh,
us.
absolutely.
And thank you for letting
It's
us
been a
come
great
out
year.
and talk about our schools.
Yes.
Each. We don't often get to do that in a positive light sometimes. So I know that all the principals that have been appreciate it, and I appreciate it. And I know Dr.
fun.
Weeks and
fun for
all
sure.
them appreciate you allowing us to come up here and do that.
We're going to do it again in the fall. We'll get
All right.
started
We'll
back
be
up
back
in August.
again, year
and we'll
16.
We'll start. There you go. I love it. Look forward to seeing you.
I look forward to coming
God
back.
bless.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
God bless you.
Miss Cook, she is our principal at East Robertson, and I know that she'd love just to show you around sometime. Maybe not on a super busy day, but
Just come on anytime. Somebody will show you if I can.
absolutely. And I'll look for you at Kilgore. Well, you guys will have graduation.
Oh yeah, we'll be
I'll
at graduation, so we'll get to.
Well, and I'll see you on the 3rd
Yes,
of July.
yes.
I'll be
and
down there
I
helping
hope we'll
with that.
graduate on the football field and the rain don't push us inside.
There you go.
So it'll be kind of good.
Anyway, it'll be awesome. Thank
will
you.
be. Thank you very
so
much.
And we're going to let you slip out, and then we're going to let Gina and Blake slide in here. And while they're doing that, I am going to talk some business about Valor Mortgage. You guys know that when it comes to making sure that you've got everything you need to get to the closing table, before you even start looking, guys, you got to make sure that you are that you know how much that home you can afford. And that's one of the big things, that big question that you've got to answer. You've got to answer that question before you even try to make it to the mortgage, before you even start looking for a home. You've got to answer that question, because if you start looking for a home and you really don't know how much home you can buy, you're probably going to get your heart broken. So you want to make sure that you do that. Chris Armentrout and his experienced loan officers want to work with you and help you understand that. And all you got to do is reach out to them at Valor Mortgage. The number is 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or you can go to valor.mortgage to get pre-approved today. That is one of the first things that Barry and Rebecca are going to tell you to do if you want to talk to them about buying a home. It's like, well, how much can you qualify for? A call to Valor Mortgage will help you decide that when you're ready to buy your next home or ready to get that first home. At Valor Mortgage, they're going to fight for you every single step of the way. Great rates, straightforward terms, a team that has your back from application to the closing, whether it is a first-time buyer, or maybe you're a seasoned homeowner and you're wanting to do something different, or you want to invest and buy another home and rent one out, and do that investment. One of my kids is doing that. maybe you're wanting to get some refi out. I know that my friend Brian Pulley from United Way said that Chris was able to help him with a refi, saved him all kinds of money, and it was effortless because he was not treated like a number. He had people on his team that knew his circumstances and that were really willing to work with him, work with his budget, his goals, all the things. If you're buying a home, you need a VA loan, VHA loan, conventional jumbo financing. They've got the tools to get you to the closing table, not just in the business of mortgages. They're in the business of making home ownership possible for everyone. Again, reach out to them at 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or go to valor.mortgage to get pre-approved today. Because when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust. Buy with confidence. Buy with Valor. Valor Mortgage in MLS number 1210804. DBA of Encore Lending Group in MLS 1249911. Equal housing lender, subject to credit approval. Rates and terms subject to change without notice. Not a commitment to lend. Let them know U-Turn sent you. Blake and Gina are in the house. I'm so glad we were able, and y'all can slide this way. Okay. I had all that set up because we had one person, then we had two, and all of the things. Okay. Congratulations, Gina.
Thank you.
You won that election last night.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and I know Bill did.
Bill did.
So you got to pull that microphone up to you, young lady. Come on. But congratulations, Bill Jones. You know, I was looking at all the things, and I didn't see any big thing like Bill went. I won. But congratulations, Bill. And I just want to make sure of all that. And of course,
It still has to be certified.
it's not certified. Yeah, exactly. And so it's just, Mr. Hoover will be our next county mayor the way it's looking. So, and Blake, I haven't met you in person yet.
I know.
We've been on the phone a bunch during the ice and all the mess, but so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome here. You're doing an excellent job.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
that.
mean, everybody's like, man, have you met Blake? He is. You just really blew everybody away during the ice stuff. Because, I mean, I mean, the things y'all were doing to get to people and help people, because that was a mess.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was something else. And we were fortunate, my husband and I, we have 4-wheel drive. But usually, because we live out past the wastewater plant, we get spoiled that our road gets cleared because the plant's down there. Mm-hmm. This time they couldn't because that ice, you just couldn't do anything with it. There was just nothing they could do with it. And so we were, I can't imagine if all we had was my little Camry. We wouldn't have gotten out. I mean, and so many people, we would drive and go around and we would see people trying to get out of their roads with like a pickaxe or something, just nothing, or just a hole, or, and they were just stranded. The people were really stranded, and y'all did so many rescues and helps and assistance. Just thank you. Y'all really brought it, man. It was just amazing.
It definitely took a team for that. I mean, everybody working together and made a huge difference.
For sure.
That's what we like to see.
Now, Gina, I saw Gina when I was out voting yesterday, and she said, hey, we need to come in. I was like, what are you talking about? And I hadn't even heard this, but then I saw the big FEMA sign at the intersection down here at New Chapel, and I was like, okay, that's what they're talking about. I didn't realize this was a thing, that FEMA was coming in. Why are they coming in? What's the situation?
So this is for individual assistance during the ice storm, and for people that don't understand what individual assistance is, it's kind of like, the easiest way to explain it is you have the federal government comes in, you're able to apply for either loans or monetary assistance that normally wouldn't be available after just, your normal snowstorm or tornado, like your windstorm or something like that. It's usually reserved for those federally declared disasters. What's unique about this is we're about 3 to 4 months after a disaster, so it's kind of different. You usually don't see this happen that late, and I think that's kind of what's made it where people don't really know that it exists, honestly. So we're just trying to get the message out and try and get people to go apply. Insurance, no insurance, you go over there, they'll still go through your application, review it and everything. Most people find out they may be underinsured and actually incurred more damages than what they're covered for. So
what kind of people, and I need y'all to move up on those microphones. Y'all both sitting way too far back on them.
Right.
But who should apply? Should a business that let's say a business lost revenue because nobody could come in. Is that something that they can apply to FEMA for assistance?
This is mainly on the damages side. Now, SBA is over there, so I highly encourage them to just at least talk to them.
'Cause there's so many small businesses that took a massive hit for 2 weeks. I mean, it was just awful.
Yeah.
So, okay, so SBA, the Small Business Administration,
Yes.
I'm assuming is the
So
acronym.
they're
Okay.
over there not just for businesses, but for residential
Okay.
houses as well. They,
Okay.
of course, it's a loan based service with them, but they're over there to help out as much as they can and give those people those answers. So
Okay, so I was doing a renovation that got delayed because of the ice. Could I go in and get some kind of an extended loan because and that's not something I'm interested in doing, but I'm just saying as an example that the work we were doing on my house kind of got pushed back and now it's kind of, all the things, but I would have to show that I had a loss somewhere, wouldn't I?
Yes.
Because I didn't really, it just was a timetable thing. Yeah. But I'm thinking, low interest loan, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just as a normal person out here going, is it available? Is it something that I could look at?
Yeah, they're looking at mainly losses that were
Sure.
accrued. People that just can't afford to make repairs to their houses
Sure.
and things like that.
Yeah, because we didn't have any damage or anything. It just kind of messed up our timetable a little bit. But for some people, you had a tree come through a house, tore up a roof, and you're having to replace a roof, and this is a bad time on it. Or, well, just like we had the this is school related, but we had the cooling tower go out at White House Heritage. That was devastating, loss. That was so expensive. But the insurance, would FEMA be able to look at that from school?
So that's a little different.
Okay.
That's where you have public assistance. That's
Okay.
mainly your government side. It doesn't. Individual is strictly for the residents and also small business administration kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
I had a neighbor that had a massive tree that went down. So if they had to pay to have that removed and it hit them hard, could
This
that
is
be?
mainly for your house. They look
Okay.
at look at livable structures or things like that.
Okay.
So and I hate to say that because even a barn, but that's where that SBA could potentially kick in, and they're going to go case by case. Like bring all the evidence, bring all your
Sure.
photos, your insurance documents. They want everything to make it where they can make the most informed decision.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's why I'm asking the ridiculous questions because when people was like, FEMA, can I do this? And it's like, so I'm kind of trying to ask the ridiculous side so they don't waste their time.
Absolutely. No, I
waste
understand.
FEMA's time
Yeah.
and have these, nonsensical things come in. It's like, really? No, you can't do that. But so it's mostly if you've had some home structure damage, that's what they're looking at. So what's the timetable on FEMA being there and where are they going to be? How do we tap into this?
So in-person wise here in the county, they'll be here till Saturday.
Okay.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m. is their timetable on that. And after that, you should be able to apply online or by phone.
Okay.
I highly encourage everybody to call by phone. You'll talk to, you talk to a real person.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get that personal experience, and they want to talk to you. So if you can call, if you can't attend in person.
Okay. And we're
New
Church.
Chapel Church.
there you go. I knew it was her church.
Yep.
So right there.
New Chapel Church out here on Highway 49 West,
Yeah.
5016.
Okay.
And they're there. They have the big flags. They have their bus.
Yeah.
Today, they're kind of a little further back because they're using the pavilion because of the weather.
Sure.
They have a pavilion that's behind the church.
Okay.
And the people are set up with their tables and there for right now. If it gets very bad, their administration will tell them just to wrap it up for the day, but they'll be back in the morning.
Okay.
I've already talked to them. I've unlocked the church and everything for them.
Okay.
And they also told me, Blake, that if people have applied to FEMA and been denied, then they should come and talk to them because they might be able to help them with their appeal process.
Yep.
Is that right?
Okay. Very good.
That's a great point. They really can, and they encourage people to come in person to appeal those because you may not, when you fill out online, the questionnaire you may have not understood a question correctly, or the question's not worded in a way that you would like it. So they tell you to come in person to say, this is what happened to me during this time. I didn't have power for 10 days. We had to go stay in a hotel. I mean, that's things that they're
so
looking
that's
for.
something. Oh, so
They're-
you might be able to be reimbursed for
It's
being.
possible. Yeah, it's very possible.
Okay, so that's not what I was thinking you could do. Okay.
I don't know necessarily. We had a lot of questions about food and freezers. Not 100% sure. Most of your insurances will usually cover that, and as well as some of your insurances will cover your home, like your stays in hotels.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I'm telling everybody that you can go talk to them, let them look at it case by case, because you may have an opportunity to get some assistance there that you wouldn't normally
Very
think you
good.
would.
That's interesting. And I think it's kind of poetic that they're on New Chapel, one of the most treacherous roads during the storm, because it's like this, and because it was. I mean, it was a rough road to try to get down some of those curves and stuff. So I think it's kind of appropriate. I don't know which one would be because some of the roads. I just think about how some of them were. I had so many friends that were just stranded, and they're like, "Can you get to us?" I'm like, "No."
Well, we just our church is just glad to be able to
Yeah.
provide
Yeah.
the parking lot,
Yeah.
for them to set up in and hopefully help someone.
Sure.
I think they said they had either a couple or three people, applicants come and talk to them today.
Awesome.
Yesterday.
Awesome.
And I think that was the first maybe they'd had since they were down at the fairgrounds. Or,
Yeah. So, and that was the big thing is they were at the fairgrounds before.
Okay.
But that was just strictly registration only. This site's going on now is a full service site, so they can do everything there. Scan your documents and everything.
Very good. Very good. And Lee Marie, are y'all going to hang out with Lee Marie and be on the show with her
Yes, we
at
are.
8?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay. So anything else? Because we've still got some time here. I don't have any sponsors I need to talk about. I can remind you to go to the UPS store. We'll talk a little bit more about them tomorrow, but they're not on my schedule today. But anything that you need at the UPS store, they're your everything store. You know
I think
that.
the main reason that we're here is just to get the word out
Yeah.
so that people will know that they're there. If
Right.
people don't know about it, they can't get any help or,
Exactly.
FEMA can't help them. So just trying to get the word out to people.
Yeah, for sure. And again, give them the hours that they're going to be here. Now, you had said that they're going to be here through Saturday, but is there a deadline as far as getting these claims done? It's like if you're going to file something, you've got to get it done by this date, regardless of them being here, if they can make a phone call. Is there a cutoff date that they need to keep in mind?
I haven't seen a date yet, but I highly encourage sooner than later because it is subject to close, and I want people to get that in before it does close.
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, that's the thing. It will, and when it does, it may sneak up on you.
Right.
It may sneak up on you.
I told Blake, I said, part of the problem is that this is several months after the ice storm, and people have kind of forgot about the ice storm.
Yeah.
They've tried to at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't say I blame them on that.
I'll tell you, in the schools we haven't because we're just like I was talking with Miss Cook about the timetable on trying to get things done. Losing 2 weeks of educational instruction time was hard, especially for our math and English and science and history and all those things. But so we haven't forgotten it. Trust me, right here at the end of the year, we are hustling and trying to get everything done. But yeah, you're right. And people are like, oh yeah, that did. You lose the money and you're like, oh, that was frustrating. And then you just kind of forget it and move on. Well, this is your opportunity. Maybe see if you can recoup some of those losses. And I love that you do have the SBA out there to maybe help some of these businesses, because that just broke my heart with some of the small businesses that just absolutely their income just came to a screeching halt. So if there's some opportunities, maybe some loans or something like that they can get, then I think that's a great opportunity. So anything else coming up that you guys want to talk about? Because we got a little bit of time here for Lee Marie. Come on in here as soon as she gets in here. Because I do, as soon as she slides in, I'm going to have to slide out because we have testing going on at school that I've got to get to.
No, we're thankful that last week's tornado wasn't any worse than what it was. So, I mean, that's been the big thing with us.
Let me ask you this. There's Lee Marie. We'll let her start sliding in here. I would really love to get you in here someday and talk about the planning that, if a tornado comes through here, like what kind of things do you have in place? I'm from Mayfield. Yeah. And so what would happen if Mayfield happened? Because, I mean, we woke up. I mean, we didn't wake up. It's just like when that storm came through and we looked in downtown. And I've given this illustration. My Mayfield's very similar to Springfield. That's why I was drawn here, as it looks just like our downtown did. And we literally, after the storm came through, you can imagine downtown Springfield with the top half of the courthouse gone, the downtown square decimated with all the buildings gone. The entire downtown square was gone, and the historic district flattened, including all the historic churches. And I mean, and it was like that. Do we think about what would happen? I mean, nobody likes to think about that, and you think, it'll never happen. Nobody ever thought it would at our hometown. Yeah. But do y'all plan and strategize for what happens if something that devastating comes to this area? Yeah,
so we work a lot with the municipalities and kind of get an idea of what they expect to see if something like catastrophic like that happens. Of course, we hope it never happens.
Yeah,
we have to plan for that. So kind of going ahead and predetermining sites for, staging of equipment, sheltering, things like that. That's a huge part of our planning process. And that's something we're actually fixing to re-go through again and actually update. So fixing to be a busy time again for us and updating our plans.
'Cause, I mean, we're coming up on that time. Of course, that one happened in December. But do you have a place, because this was a big thing, so many people in Mayfield didn't know where to go for shelter. I had a cousin that, thank God, they had a basement because their house got taken off, just completely wiped out. If they hadn't been for that basement, they would not, I don't know what would have happened to them. So people that are living in trailers and things like that, and we knew when it was coming into Mayfield, this was going to be bad. People knew that they needed to, this is no joke. So if that comes in, do they have places to go?
So our big thing right now is working with churches and nonprofit areas that have safe places. Gina and their church, they actually just signed up to be a safe place. So we're working through that process now. And we have one in Barren Plains, and we have one Orlando City Hall has agreed to be one as well. So there's some that are out there. We're just got to get the word out there more.
Right.
That we need more, and especially in Springfield, White House, the highly populated areas, because it's not something that's commonly known by people, or where to go, or how to kind of, survive in those situations. We've all heard hide in the bathtub or things like that. But when you look at pictures, even from Mayfield, there's no you got to be underground.
You have to be underground. And that was the case in so many situations, and we lost so many there. And just having, witnessed what they went through, because my nephew works for the city of Mayfield, and just having witnessed, and so many of my family that was displaced because of it. But having seen that, the necessity of that is just so vital. I can't imagine living in some of the trailer homes or places like that and thinking, I don't know where I would go. So I'm curious about that. So let's do another show and let's talk about that and identify those things, especially as we're coming in on tornado season. And I need to go. It's 2 till, and I'm gonna let Lee Marie come in here. I'm gonna stop one of the stream. We're gonna stop the stream and restart the stream, don't we? Okay, so I'll keep the one going on my page, but we're going to pause the one and we're going to start it back up for the Go Show with Lee Marie. She's coming in here right now. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Gina, for being here, and congratulations again. Thanks. And to Bill and everybody who won.
Together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. First time we ever met. So here we go. I appreciate you joining us. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless you. Stay tuned for the Go Show coming up next. We'll be right back in just a moment with Lee Marie, Blake, and Gina. Stay with us.